Good people.
Damn.
Another podcast.
What's good?
You know what it is out here.
Yes.
Shout out to the sponsors, thedrumcoaches.com.
One time.
Shout out to the Drum Tracks app.
You good, bro?
I'm straight.
You seem a little, sleepy, a little hungover from last night, something? Long night? What's going on?
I'm fine. Y'all know what it is. If you've been following us, watching these videos, listening to these podcasts on iTunes, watching on Facebook, wherever you're tuning into this, you know who the sponsors are. You know that y'all need to go ahead and support. So open up your wallet and sign up for the Starter Squad side, man. We got monthly memberships.
It's offering time, actually.
It is offering time, good people.
So get your best gift.
If you sign up for the yearly membership, you will be 2 months free every year. We got everything you need. Groove lessons.
Yep.
Drum lessons. Licks. We got starter chops, middle chops, ending chops, workouts. We got camps. We got it all. You know what I mean? If you're familiar with the Shed Camp, we have our own. Well, the Shed Camp is our own, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have modified version of the Shed Camp,
and we're about to be doing it. If we're not already doing
more mini camps, we got stuff coming.
By the time this comes out, we may already be doing it. But if we're not, we're gonna be doing our private, camp groups.
We're doing it. Look, sign up.
Listen, we got some stuff coming.
And you get free downloads for the Drum Tracks app.
If you're a member of the Drum Coaches, listen, we got tracks for you all day. And I'm releasing new ones. By the way, we have bundles on the site now too. So for those of you who are not members of the Drum Coaches, if you wanted to download tracks, you can't do that on the app. You can stream tracks on the app for free, but you cannot download tracks on the app. But if you go to our web store, you can download tracks individually, but we also have bundles now, which are discounted if you buy them from the bundles pack.
So links are all in the description box.
You knew that, though. The links
Follow the Drum Tracks app, YouTube page as well, because there's videos being released on that side also. So y'all know what it is. Turn on post notifications.
All right,
what are we talking about today?
Man, I was about to ask you the same thing. I mean,
no clue.
No, listen.
What we're going to speak on.
That's cool though. We can just shoot from the dome at the end of the day.
Wow.
What?
Unrehearsed. I tell you.
Listen, that's pretty much how we are. It's a part of our brand, of freedom and creativity.
Well, in that case, since it's unrehearsed and freedom of creativity, let's talk about the importance of, or let's talk about the definition of rehearsal.
Ha!
Let's talk about that. So rehearsal and what it really means.
Rehearsal versus practice. Because I hear a lot of people talking about they had practice when they really meant to say they had rehearsal.
Right.
Because they're two completely different things. I hope you know that.
So which do you want to address? You want to address musicians who are supposed to be practicing but they're rehearsing, or you want to address the fact that when we show up to rehearsals, a lot of times the rehearsal we show up to, you end up having practice sessions. You have practice sessions.
Right. So there's the fundamental difference between rehearsal and practice is this. Practicing is learning something that you don't already know how to do or that you're not already good at, right? Rehearsing something is when you have already learned it. So you have to know what you're rehearsing. That's why it has the prefix that says re. See, in the Greek.
Colotext. In the Greek. Y'all preachers gotta stop with this nonsense.
Well, they tell you what it means in the Greek, right?
They tell you what it means in any other language.
In the Greek or in the Latin.
In the Latin term. In the Hebrew term.
See?
Of re actually mean, like, stop it, bro.
Listen, you don't know any languages, bro.
You don't know none of it.
You don't even know English.
You Googled it last night.
Period.
And you put it in your notes.
Good and well, you stole his message from TD Jakes anyway. You was watching Joel Osteen.
I've seen it. I've actually seen it. I played in the church. This is a sidebar. I played in a church where the night before I happened to be watching BET, and then the late night show has messages come on, and it was a message from TD Jakes. It was just an excerpt, so it wasn't the full joint, but it was like 3 minutes long.
But he came in there preaching it like nobody has cable.
Preached and when I say the exact same phrases and the whole nine.
The whole inflection.
Get ready. He didn't do that part. But what he did do was when TD Jakes stopped for the crowd to get hyped and say amen, he stopped in that exact same place. So he said what he said and was like, and what God is going to do is turn it around. I said, wait a minute. Did you cut off turn it around? You cut it off just like he cut it off.
You sure did.
I said, you know what? You are phony.
But anyway, were there any musicians in the house?
There was a musician in the
house.
Did
they back him up?
No, they no.
Oh, see now then
I was about to say his name.
Then he went down in flames then. The musicians just backed him up.
We did.
That preacher went down. But anyway, The difference between practicing and rehearsal, you have to know the song already or know what you're rehearsing, or else you're just learning and practicing it. Rehearsing is when you're rehearsing, rehearsing. That's the way I think of it. Got that from the homie, Mr. Sione.
Oh, I thought you got it from the Greek.
Oh, well, listen, we can take it back to the etymology of the word.
Okay.
No, but
rehear,
sing. That's what that's the homie, Mr. Sione is the one that broke it down for me like that back in the day. But it's absolutely true. If you don't already know it, you're not rehearsing. And you should not show up to rehearsal to practice. That's what you should do on your own.
What if you're the only musician who does show up knowing the material and then realize that all the other people in the group don't know not a nair, none of what they're supposed to know?
At that point, you have one of two problems. You're either working with musicians that you shouldn't be working with because they are just lazy and they refuse to be professional and give their best, which I just don't go for that. For me, I'm going to give you my best and I require you to give me yours, and we're just going to do the best. Doesn't mean that we're the best musicians on the planet. It just means that we're going to bring our best to whatever we're going to do. Now, that's one problem. Or the other problem is you guys just have a fundamental difference in definition for the word rehearsal. And I think you should establish a definition for the word rehearsal that everyone can agree with, and then determine if you want to be a part of it. So if you guys establish that the word rehearsal means to actually go over together what we've already learned on our own, then you're in the money. But if they decide that rehearsal means that we show up and practice,
every time,
then you might want to reevaluate if that's what you want to be a part of.
Walk away, Doc. Just quit. I mean, unless they're paying great. If they're not paying great, walk away, man. I just let it go.
Period. ... Semicolon. Exclamation mark.
There will be more opportunities for you to play with other musicians,
and that's a fact.
So you can
especially if you're a person who gives your best and you practice. I mean, you give your best when you're practicing, and it'll show because you're improving. The musicians will want to play with you, and then when you show up and you know the stuff and you make rehearsal great and they enjoy rehearsal because everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, just
news travels fast, man.
And rehearsal is also different than, like, because there are bands who write original music. Like, we have a band, we do original music. And some rehearsals aren't really rehearsals. Some rehearsals are writing sessions where we're creating something together. Some rehearsals are, where we're just kind of jamming and grooving and coming up with things that way. But that's not really a rehearsal. It's like a jam session / writing session. But if I'm having rehearsal, it's because we have stuff that we were supposed to learn, and we're coming together to now play it together.
And now for the drummers who call themselves practicing, oftentimes, he already said it in the beginning, oftentimes you're just rehearsing what you already know. So you need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and spend some dedicated time. Doesn't have to be 9 hours, but spend some dedicated time working on something you know you struggle at.
Listen, 30 minutes a day, focused practicing on something that you cannot already do.
Come on.
You will improve way more rapidly than a lot of people who say they practice for 6 hours a day when they really spend 6 hours. They spend 10, 15 minutes at a time practicing, and the rest of those hours just playing what they already know.
Yeah, see, I had a shed and invited one of the greats. Y'all probably don't know who he is, but follow him, Andy Prado Jr. here. And by the end of the shed, we were shedding in 7, and I just realized I don't shed in 7 as much as I'm supposed to. So I spend 30 minutes, or I spend about 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Well, one time I did go 35, but roughly about 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes of just playing in 7/8, different tempos of 7/8. And the way my metronome is set up, I can mute some of the counts, so therefore I know where the 1 is. And I'm not just using it as a crutch, because Andy came in here and embarrassed all of us in 7/8. I mean, he just made it feel like it was regular 4/4. So I realized I can play in 7, absolutely, but I'm not phenomenally great at 7. So
you want to get better at it.
I need to get better at that. So I need to go ahead and just cut on the click in 7 and play in 7 and solo in 7 and groove in 7. Then for those of you who don't know, there's this app called Drum Tracks app.
Well,
quiet in this place.
I don't know.
There's a few tracks. Felt something.
My God.
Hashtag my God today.
My God today. Yes. Yes.
We have tracks in 7, so you can practice to music. So to be a live musical situation that you can work on with solo sections as well.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not practicing the music as well as your other stuff, what are you doing? I thought
we were musicians.
I thought
the Latin word, the Greek. I couldn't do it with a straight face
because when I looked it up in the Greek,
the root word,
the root when I went down and found the etymology, of the word.
Okay, that's it.
Nah, we're running out of time, but just basically at the end of the day, practice when you're supposed to actually practice. Practice when you're trying to get better at something you can't already do or you can't already do well. Rehearsal is when you're rehearsing something that you have learned, going over it again and again and again. That's what that is.
Well, that's it, good people. We're going to get up out of here. Y'all know what it is. Hashtag all the way through. Hashtag my God today.
My God.
Or is it on today?
My God today. That's just easier. The on today is a little extra.
All right, so all that. Turn on post notifications. Share this video with everyone you know.
Hashtag share.
And we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
He said hashtag share.